Hello and welcome to the cryptocurrency vlog. If you want some free coins, check out the faucets in my description. If you want to join like a small exchange to trade micro cryptocurrency with the free coins, check out the coin exchange, Blue Trade, and Cryptopia. And there's a lot of micro coins in there. And you can trade some micro coins without losing any of your own money once you pick up a couple of free coins. Check it out. And if you want to trade larger coins, check out Binance or GDAX, some of the best places to trade Bitcoin and Litecoin. Also, check out my vlog, cryptotradingvlog.com. We'll have all this content plus other content that I've written. Today's topic is going to be the Hydro protocol. HOT is the symbol for this token. And what the Hydro protocol is, it's a next generation network transport layer protocol for hybrid decentralized exchanges. Basically, it helps us DEXs with liquidity and also facilitates transactions with decentralized exchanges. Now, most of today, like 99% of today's trading is with centralized exchanges, and a lot of people like the decentralization aspect of cryptocurrency, and they think that the exchanges should be decentralized as well. The problem is decentralized exchanges are kind of like laggy if you ever used them. If you ever use like, I would say, like Crypto Bridge, Ether Delta, or other crypto decentralized exchanges, they're kind of laggy in my opinion. Like half the nodes are down half the time. And there are other problems with the decentralized exchanges that I just prefer the centralized exchanges, especially with like GDAX, obviously, because you can just trade directly for USD and then you can just port that into your bank account. That's the coolest thing. They have FDIC insured wallets, which are much better than non-FDIC insured, at least USD wallets. And the ability to trade with USD directly is a huge advantage for them. But the problem is like there's not enough liquidity for decentralized exchanges because there's not incentive enough for people to provide liquidity. And that's one of the main things that this protocol does. And it defines the rules for executing decentralized orders and provides the mechanism for order matching. Hydro utilizes federated liquidity pools. We'll just call it FLP because I hate pronouncing that, to address the issue of liquidity sharing among various decentralized exchanges. So basically, it's a liquidity pool for many decentralized exchanges. It makes it easier for anyone to open a DEX because it provides places where you can liquidate your coin holdings. I'm not really sure if they'll ever really be able to do a direct like BTC to USD transaction because that I think actually requires a bank. It requires you to link to a bank account. I'm not sure if they can do that, but they can provide, I suppose, like BTC for you to sell into, which then you could sell for money at like GDAX or Kraken or somewhere. As described above, the issue of liquidity sharing among decentralized exchanges is both a technical problem and an economic one, and the Hydro protocol exists to facilitate and coordinate the formation of shared liquidity pools. I think honestly the Hydro protocol token is going to operate a bit like BitShares in my opinion. BitShares is, if you guys don't know, if you use Crypto Bridge, that's kind of like their token to place orders, not place cancel orders and things like that, and place things on the blockchain. Actually, that's one of the downsides of a decentralized exchange is that it actually costs a minute amount of BitShares or whatever token you're using to actually place an order or cancel an order, whereas on Cryptopia, Binance, GDAX, that's free. So because on a DEX, everything goes to the blockchain, where I'm guessing on a centralized exchange, it just comes into their database. And basically, DEXs have trouble with liquidity too because everyone holds their own coins in their wallet, so there's not like a pool that you can actually pull. There's not a big pool you can pull out of or stick your coins into, I suppose. So that's always been a problem for DEXs because DEXs aren't really big right now. They're a very, very small portion of the exchange, and even the largest DEX is, compared to like Binance or like Hubai, is tiny. Some people say 2018 is going to be the year of the DEX because everyone's launching DEXs. I personally don't think so. I think most people will still prefer centralized exchanges by the end of this year. DEXs, I think, would need a year or two to actually mature if they really get adoption. But I actually like the idea of a DEX. They just need better nodes that are always up, so there's not a lag when you place and deplace your orders. But using Crypto Bridge, I've had problems with lag and other things like that, but generally it's a fairly good functioning exchange. So this protocol, if you can pool a lot of if you can get a lot of DEXs to just share nodes, honestly, that would solve the biggest problem. And realistically, like if you can pull like the people to get them to provide liquidity for a lot of exchanges all at once, because if you pool everything, it's obviously better than if each decentralized exchange actually does the liquidity on their own. To do this, like this does have competition because like obviously BitShares is already operational on like Crypto Bridge and probably other exchanges. I think this is basically kind of what BitShares is, so it is kind of competing with it. It's around 8 cents right now, but if DEX is, and it's increased a lot in the last like week or so. It's more than doubled in the last week. So if you bought in 10 days ago, good for you. It is high right now, but as you can see in early February, it was like 3 times what it is now, but that's true for like most coins. If you really do think that decentralized exchanges are going to bloom in the later half of this year, I think like this token and BitShares would be great investment for you. Otherwise, if you like centralized exchanges, I wouldn't buy this. But if you believe that DEX is going to have a lot of growth in the next half year, year or two, then take a gamble with this, because I actually do think it's not a bad investment. I don't really know which one I would actually choose between this one and BitShares. I know BitShares, it's more expensive, and there's a 3 billion supply versus 1 billion. So technically right now, like if you're looking for max ROI and you're willing to take risks, the Hydro protocol is a pretty good bet. But if you're looking for something like a little more solid, BitShares is probably the better bet because it's actually already being used in probably more places than Hydro. So it has market share right now, where Hydro's, I think, is still more of a development stage. They have released their kind of like their 2FA thing, which is pretty cool. But I actually haven't seen Hydro in use in many places. But their incentive mechanism, the bounty system for market makers, and the pool membership is pretty cool. But and they have a bunch of strategic partners. Now, if these strategic partners all launch DEXs, then they're in business. And it really depends, like for BitShares and Hydro, it depends like how many decentralized exchanges actually adopt each one, and like how those DEXs grow. Because obviously, as the volume on the DEXs that use this token grows, the value of the token is going to grow. Now, I actually don't know if DEXs are going to eventually settle on one, if it's just going to be BitShares or Hydro or something else, or if there's going to be clumps of decentralized exchanges that some use Hydro, some will use BitShares, and some will use something else. But I would actually buy into both BitShares and Hydro just to be safe, because technically, like I think it's like BitShares definitely has the upper hand right now, but Hydro is not a bad bet, and I do think it will grow quite a lot in the second half of this year. So Hydro is a little risky right now, but they have launched a new product lately, and I really do think, and the price has doubled lately, but compared to BitShares, it still is pretty cheap and has a smaller supply. So technically, each one should be worth more. So it's not a bad bet to pool some money into. I do think it will get some use, and I do think you will get a decent return for your money if you buy some Hydro token right now. So it might go down in the short term because it just doubled in the last week. So you might want to try to find a better price to buy into. But I think over the long run, at least over the next year or two, I think it's not a bad token to invest into, because I do think decentralized exchanges or DEXs are going to grow. All right, that is today's episode on Hydro. Thank you and have a nice day.